Okay, so Nintendo UK decided to have a special event today for kids or people, who are into mainly just Nintendo in general, for people who are kids at heart. If you play video games, you're arguably a kid at heart. So they announced earlier, like early this morning or late last night, that they were going to be having this event in the UK. To my knowledge, I thought it was really just kind of like a mini Nintendo / game convention kind of thing, where they would rally up, like all these different kids, and then all those different kids would be able to play video games that were and were not released yet, kind of get exclusive looks, this and that, maybe, take an amiibo home or something, just something nice and friendly for kids, like, I don't know, like Chuck E. Cheese. But that may not have actually been what happened. That may have actually happened, I don't know. But we did get definitely more than what I expected. So we got something, a release trailer for something called Nintendo Labo, or Labo, whatever you want to call it. They probably did show this off in person at the event. As far as I know, there's no footage of it aside from this trailer. They may have restricted cameras or cell phones or anything like that. But Nintendo Labo, I'm going to say Labo. Nintendo Labo has actually... Labo? Nintendo Labo. No, I think I'm going to say Labo. I don't know. Anyway, so Nintendo Labo is actually... It's pretty much Google Cardboard, but different. So for those of you who remember the early years of 2015, 2016, VR was big. And it kind of still is big today. It's just kind of died down. A lot of people thought that the gaming industry was going to jump right in to VR headsets and VR motion controls and yada yada yada. And while that did happen to an extent of PC-related games such as Yandere Simulator, I think that's one of them. And recently there's VR chat and whatnot. That didn't necessarily actually take flight into the console gaming industry. I know that Sony has their own virtual headset. I don't know about Microsoft. Nintendo definitely doesn't, to my knowledge. And then there are off-brand VR headsets that you can get for your mobile phone, your iPad, things like that. So a while back, Google actually came out with something called the Google Cardboard, I think is what actually, no, that doesn't sound right in my head. But anyway, the whole purpose of this contraption by Google, it was basically a thing. It was like a headset to put your phone in, and then you could watch, movies, you could play games, etc., that were really only compatible with the headset. Now, you could just really put the phone in front of your face, and then your vision would adjust to it. That works, but the headsets are more functional, I guess is the word, because the headsets actually keep the phone in place and allow you to enjoy the game or the movie, whatever you're doing. So, and then I believe that there are some other alterations of this method. For example, there may not just be headsets, there could be stands, customizable stands, things like that, that would enhance your gameplay, your television, whatever it is you're doing. But they were basically like paperweights that you could put on your desk, and you would put your phone, your iPad, whatever onto, and then that would enhance your entertainment some way, somehow. So Nintendo has actually taken flight into this development, and they've called it Nintendo Labo, whichever you want to call it. So basically, it's pretty much like Google Cardboard. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. I knew an hour and a half ago. I don't know now. So basically, you make these different contraptions out of cardboard. So here on screen, I have a picture of one of their cardboard pianos. And then you can put the Joy-Cons in it, and it does different things. Here's a house. Here's a little nano bot, whatever it is you want to call it. The piano again. This is it's like a bike, vroom vroom kind of thing. So I mean, Nintendo has really gone all in all in making this. There's a fishing rod. There's all kinds of different things here. A foot pedestal, whatever, just a stool. excuse me, the piano again, the nanobot, the house. Here's a backpack that's really, 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 really cool. It shows a little bit of gameplay of it. And there's all kinds of different cardboard things that you can do. You can even customize them, you know, like put stickers on them, color them yourself with, you know, your markers or crayons at home, whatever you want to do. There's all kinds of way to customize them, and it's really, really cool because it gets a lot of kids involved with their Switch Joy-Cons. It really allows for physical customization with your Switch, which isn't really something that we've had of consoles in the past. I mean, you could always slap a sticker or anything on your home console, but that doesn't really, you know, say anything about your console because your console's always at home. You could do the same thing for a DS. I know that that was popular at the time to get skins for DSs, and maybe a Vita too, but more of those were like kind of cool collectible things to have, whereas this is really more vibrant. It's really out there. So this as a whole is really interesting because it is aimed for kids or for people who are just into anything Nintendo makes. I'm one of those people. This is an example of the backpack. Yeah, it's like oh, that's so cool. Does that guy actually have a headset on? It looks like he had a headset on. Maybe they're gonna make a headset. Hold on. Yep, that's a headset. Okay. So yep, we got a headset. But there's all kinds of different things that Nintendo has done here. So it's really interesting to see on how Nintendo is gonna really build off of this, because in my opinion, it's more so of an accessory that's compatible with specific games. So kind of like Mii Sports and how you had the Wii U accessories like the Wii U bat, or not the Wii U, excuse me, the Wii Remote bat, the Wii Remote tennis thing, the Wii Remote kart wheels that you could play for Mario Kart. So this is kind of what it reminds me of. It reminds me of those Wii Remote accessories. Now, it's obviously a lot bigger, and if you look at the size of these things, they're pretty big. They're not like they're not like under $20 that you could just, you know, buy at Target or Walmart or whatever. They're not only full-on games that come with, you know, that come with different mini games to which that the cardboard is playable with, but they come with the cardboard themselves and maybe even the ability to customize them like stickers or markers or whatnot. So it's really interesting to see on what Nintendo's going to do with this, if they're going to make them in waves, because here it looks like they are. You have the Toy-Con 1 and the Toy-Con 2, so I'm guessing it's like Wave 1 and Wave 2. Wave 1 is the variety kit. It's got the fishing rod, the piano, the nanobot, the bike, and the house. And then Wave 2 is just the robot kit, which comes with the backpack and the headset. So really interesting to see what Nintendo does with this. It comes out, it looks like, yep, that is April 20th, which is in 3 months and 3 days. So it's kind of nice how Nintendo decides to line that up. But, so I don't really necessarily know what to really do about this, if that makes any sense. Like, what is there to really speculate or discuss more than the fact that it's an accessory for your Switch that's compatible with games? So, all in all, it's a lot like the Wii Remote things, but it's a lot more vibrant, a lot more bigger. And since Nintendo's Switch has actually succeeded to the point to where they can do this, it's really awesome. And especially because the other day, I believe it was the new Nintendo president, he made an announcement saying that that they want the people who obviously invested in a Switch with the Switch's first year, they want those people to come back for the Switch's second year with even bigger and greater things. So the Nintendo Labo thing, I'm not necessarily sure if Labo is the way to grab those people, because obviously this is more meant for kids. So, and those people who they drove into their own game console, or hybrid, whatever you want to call it, a lot of those gamers were more so on the Microsoft and Sony kind of thing. They're a lot more with the trend, I guess, is one way of putting it. You know, like Battlefront comes out. Well, every PlayStation owner must now have Battlefront. So when the Switch was like the biggest and greatest thing because of its mobility. Boom. Because of its mobility, whatever you want to call it, and the fact on how it's also a console, a lot of people from Sony and Microsoft, as in the fan base, kind of ran over to Nintendo because this is better. Just inherently, the mechanic of the Switch is better than Xbox or Sony or anything else, just because of what it is. So you have a lot of those people who have a Switch, but just because you have a Switch, does that mean that you're actually going to be using it? So this, I guess, is kind of Nintendo's way of justifying all those people's purchases. But in my eyes, this is more for kids, obviously, is what they said. So in order to keep those people still on the Switch, then they're going to have to put a lot of big IPs onto the Switch. Stuff like Battlefront, for example. They did Dark Souls the last week, I think, with the Nintendo Direct Mini. So it's really just interesting to see how Nintendo is going to actually pull through everything. But I'm really interested in seeing that. I may actually pick up one of these things just because of how cool it looks. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think that this thing is going to flop? Do you think it's going to succeed? I think it's a really, really cool idea. I haven't watched Game Explain's videos yet, but I saw the title of it is that Labo is like brilliant. And I totally agree. Labo is a brilliant idea because you pull in a lot of those kids who either had the Switch and got like Mario Odyssey, and now aren't playing the Switch as much. You got them coming back, and then you have the friends of those kids who only play like Minecraft on the PS4, and then they see this thing and they're like, whoa. So that's kind of my thought. I mean, like, I don't really know what else you could speculate with this aside from just saying, yeah, this is what it is. Like, this is real. So yeah. That's all I gotta say, guys. What are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments if you actually care, and peace.